Hey guys, it's me Zen, and today is going to be a little different type of video. It is not weight loss related, and you'll probably hear some different types of videos from me over time. Some will be, of course, related to weight loss, and others not. So today, I just wanted to talk about a little. Well, for me, it was big. A revelation that I had about a week or so ago, and it's kind of hard to talk about, but I just figured I'd throw it out there for any of you parents who have older kids or younger kids. And let me tell you what the story was. For many years, and the way I grew up, let me just back up the truck. When I grew up, I would present something to my mom and say, oh, isn't this great? Blah, blah, blah. Or isn't my outfit great? Blah, blah, blah. And she would say a criticism. The first thing usually that would come out of her mouth would be, oh, well, it would be okay if you change this, or it would be okay if you change that. Or, I really don't like that color, or, whatever. So, not that she wouldn't go on to say something nice, but a lot of times the first thing that would come out of her mouth would be something that she was thinking, either, oh, it's too cold for that, or, something that would kind of squash my hopes or my feelings about that moment. Okay, that's really what I'm getting at. That type of comment. And I don't know, time goes on, right? And we learn from our parents. We learn how to interact. We learn, so many different things when we grow up. So here it is, fast forward. Me having grown up that way. When my kids have come to me in the past, many times they'll say, oh, well, don't you like this or don't you like that? And my first reaction will be the same thing. I will always say what first comes to my mind. Not to be hurtful, to be honest. And not only am I being honest, but I'm putting out there whatever my first thought that comes to my mind is. So let's say my daughter is wearing something that's not warm enough, right? Oh, isn't this a great outfit? I look great. And I would say, yeah, but it's 40 degrees outside or something like that. Rather than say, oh yeah, that's a great outfit, those colors look really great on you, or whatever. So, taking it back, the other day, I sent my sister a photograph of before and after. And the before picture, I had just grabbed a clip out of one of my videos. It wasn't a very flattering picture, needless to say, right? But to me, I didn't really care, because that really wasn't what it was about. It was about just comparing the before and after, right? So her comment to me via text was, wow, you look, you don't look, your expression on your face in that picture, you look awful, or something like that. Rather than to take a look at the whole picture and say, wow, you've really come a long way, you've really made progress, this, that, or the other. So that got me to thinking. That made me feel awful, what she said. And it wasn't that she noticed that my expression in the first picture was awful, because it was. That really wasn't it. The fact that she didn't even notice the progress was what really got me, and it really hit me hard. And I wasn't like crying and upset. I was kind of mad. And the thing is, I started thinking back. And my response to her, by the way, was, who cares? And then I was just mad. I didn't want to text anymore at that moment. I just wanted to walk away. And I started thinking back, why is it that she and I interact this way? And where did this come from? And I wanted to go back, and I went back in my thought processes and in my life, and I realized that it came from my parents or my mother. And not that my mother's a bad person or anything like that. She's not. She's very sweet and kind and loving and all that, and I had a great childhood. But the fact is that when we do that kind of thing, when we squish somebody's happy moment, so to say, even if we're not thinking about that's our intention to do so, it kind of shuts off all the other input that comes behind it. So even if you say, gosh, it's too cold for that, you shouldn't wear that, anything you say after that becomes null and void. And this is what I learned. And then I did finally respond back to her and tell her about my revelation, about no matter what it is that we think, we shouldn't just say the first thing that comes to mind, even if it's honest. We should take a look at the whole picture and say, okay, what is this person really asking for? What do they really need from me? And is it going to help them if in my response? How is my response going to help them? And this really opened up a huge, huge, huge thing for me. Because, like I said, I had carried this forward. I'd learned this, and I repeated the behavior. And I have a middle daughter who used to always say to me, Mom, you need to communicate with me in a different way. But she wouldn't say it like that. She would say, you upset me when you talk to me like this. But she didn't actually say how. And she didn't actually say what. So I really was always wondering, like, what is she talking about? I didn't say anything bad or, I have no ill intentions. So the light finally came on for me. And I just wanted to share this because I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who do it. And it sure shows, when you can actually acknowledge something that has changed your life. And this moment really changed my life. From now on and from that point forward, I no longer say the first thing that comes to my mind. I give it some careful thought. And I always ask myself the question, how is it going to help this person? And if I do have something that is like a first thought that might be negative, I'll save that for farther down the line. First, I'll answer with something more positive. And, yeah, that's a great outfit. And I'll go on and on about how wonderful the colors are or whatever. And then I'll say, but yeah, it's a little chilly outside for that at the end, rather than to start out with that as an example. So, yeah, this has really made a big difference to me, and I just wanted to share this with you guys. I know that I always talk about changing the tapes that play in our head, and this is a tape that's been playing in my head since I was a little kid. So it explained a lot of the things, and I think that this kind of thing can also affect a person's self-esteem, and I'm sure that it did affect mine, as I'm sure it's affected my kids. So from now on, I'm moving forward. I'm really happy that that tape is erased. I'm really happy that that moment happened so that I could identify what it was. I'm sorry this video was so long, but I just wanted to get this out. So again, going back to the picture that my sister sent me, and I'm glad that this happened. Don't get me wrong. I am not upset at all about it because it's opened huge doors for me. So now my sister could say, wow, what a difference between A and B, your photos. She doesn't have to say, wow, look at your expression in photo A. It sucks. Anyway, I hope this means something to somebody. I hope somebody out there can relate to this. I know as parents, it's a tough road. We all have to do so many things and juggle so many things. And we try to do what's best for our kids. And sometimes the first thought that comes to mind, it's a helpful thought, but on the other hand, it's also a negative thought, if so to say, kind of like a prickly, a prickly hello or whatever. So anyway, I know that's a weird way to describe it, but anyway, if I've made sense to anybody out there, let me know. And if I haven't, that's okay. You don't have to let me know. I got it. As long as it made sense to me, that's what matters. And again, the light bulb came on. And thank you all for listening, for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day and keep making yourselves better. We've got to keep making ourselves better. We're making ourselves better through weight loss. We got to make ourselves better through the mind as well. Love you guys.